Welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. Today we're working on the Sugaridoo Quilt-A-Long from 2019, part 9. And it's like big X's, and it's really kind of fun. You do 6 of them, one in your feature fabric, and then the others, whatever else you were using for the color. They had a pomegranate, very pinky red sort of color to her Quilt-A-Long, the one that she was showing. I chose a couple of different things here in the shop, so we'll see how it works out. All right, so here's what I chose. Here we go. So I got a stripe, and then this one that's got like it's red and orange with like wheat and grass and all sorts of, you know, I don't know, nature-y bits. So of course I wanted to use the main colors here as some sort of a texture or pattern or something like that, and of course leaving the background and the accent color with their solids. Okay, so we're just going to continue building this out. It starts out this row here. This is in the correct spot, so kudos to me today. I did get it in the right one. Hey, 1 out of 12 ain't bad. You know, is there a song like that? Well, I guess 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So we need to finish off our other piece here. I did get some started here for this one. So we're finishing that off, and then we'll finish off one of these as well, okay? And then we'll be able to put this all together. So if my calculations are correct, that should add up onto there. This one is going to go in that spot, and then this will go at the very end, okay? And of course, this is a foundation paper piecing. I'm using parchment paper that I have here. There's been a suggestion of like the wax paper that seems to do really well with this project. It kind of sticks to the back of it and makes it a bit easier. I don't mind sewing through it. I'd rather just know it and do it and make all the templates that I need and go from there. So once you print out your little template, you're gonna obviously make as many as that you need, and then you're gonna cut that template up to make sure that you have the right size pieces for your project, okay? So let's first finish off this one right here. So number 1 is right here. We're gonna put that in the center. And of course, I wanna make sure that when I'm putting my fabric, I don't want to make this one the opposite of this one. So I want to make sure it's going to go in the same direction. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to make sure both of those stripes are in the same direction, not one going in one way and one going the other. Okay, so let's put this under here. Okay, and you can see that once you lay your fabric face down, because this is the side you're going to be sewing on, and this is going to be the side that's going to be sewn to your project, okay? So once you have all the way around, even this bit of seam allowance, I roughly cut my pieces, and then we'll go from there. So you can see this main line right here is what we want to make sure we have about 1/4 inch all the way around. And then I just put a little pin in it just because I felt like it was keeping everything nice and sturdy. And then we went to the other side here, which was 2. So 2 comes right across the top. Oops, I'm sewing it. I had it on the wrong. I apologize. Actually, I'm going to line it up here. I was like, wonder why it was so faded. It's okay. It's a good day. It's a good day. We're in the quilt shop. It's a good day to make a mop. I don't know. All right, so folding on the 2, and then we're going to find our, I think it was the C2 part. No, that's the A. There's the C2. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to line that up over here, and then sew on down. And of course, I'm going to make sure that once flipped, it's going to cover that piece exactly. Okay. So let's put this underneath the machine and give it a little stitch. And of course, you want to increase your or decrease or increase? Well, let's increase the amount. So you want to turn it down to about 1.5 to 1.8, anywhere in between there. Just it's going to help with perforating the paper to peel it off a whole lot easier. That's if you do it this way. I mean, you can do regular stitches if you just do the fold and sew next to it. Okay, so once we have that there, we flip it up, do a little finger press. Okay, and we know, okay, good, we've got plenty of room. Now we're going to go to number 3. So we're going to take this here and we're going to fold it right on number 3, and then we're going to take a little ruler and trim that off to 1/4 of an inch from there, and then put in our C3 piece, okay? What did I do? I had my little one though. Okay. All right, so here, and then 1/4 inch, just to make sure that you got a nice flat edge to be working with. And then here was our C3. We want to make sure we're coming in at the right place for this one. So once you lay this out, you see how it's a triangle? You got a triangle right there, okay? See how it's a triangle? And we're going to make sure that once this gets sewn on that 3 line, it when flipped, as soon as I get it here, butterfingers today. Once I get it, and it's going to make sure once flipped and sewn and flipped, it's going to cover that spot completely. Okay, so back underneath, sew down. Make sure this is all the way up. Okay, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. I can take my pin out that was holding my center fabric there right now. Okay. Oop. Uh-oh. Oh, that folded. Uh-oh. Look what happened. I got a tiny little fold. So now I got a seam to put that out. Oh. And that's tiny. So hold on. Need me gaggles. Let me have to speed this up here because this may take a few moments. Okay. Just kind of come in right next to it and just try and see if you can kind of pull it apart so you can actually see the threads first. Or maybe just try and sneak in underneath. Okay, there we go. That's yeah, I got it all folded in there. I haven't done that. That's the first. Okay, let's try and do that again, shall we? Just a little bit better this time. Okay. Set. All right, now we need number 4, which is right here, C4. We're going to do the same thing. Make sure that when we're lining it up on this side, that when doing a flip, oh, that would be the wrong way. There we go. Nope. Yes. Is that going to be enough? Doesn't seem like it. There we go. That seems a bit better. Okay. So what we need to do is to fold that on the line, bring it down here, trim it, and then lay up our other fabric right up next to it. Okay. We just want to make sure it's going to cover. You want to make sure it's covering that whole spot. Okay. That's why you have to use bigger pieces, because once you sew it to one section, then flip it to the other, because you're doing it all at the same time. It's not like you're piecing things individually and then sewing them together. You're piecing one on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other, as it makes its way around. Okay, so there we go. And then what we'll do is we'll give that a little press, and then we'll trim it out to what it needs to be and sew it onto that one. Okay, so the next one here is the piece that goes right in between with the little little square, I guess. Okay, so here's our template. We're going to make sure this sits in the center of the back with the fabric facing down towards my desk. And we're going to sew on this side. So this one's a bit of a weird piece to start off with. Oh, that kind of got wiggled. Try and be as accurate as possible. And this is like an A2. Okay, so when you're placing this, you got to think, okay, well, I need to make sure that's going in the right direction. You don't want to get anything mixed up, like putting the short side and then it's never going to reach. So you want to line it up and then just, okay, yep, that's the right way, confirming. underneath the machine. Make sure it's laying flat. Okay. And then we go and we take the pin out. We fold it up, and then we're going to do number 3. 3 is a really big piece. I got a really big chunk for that one. Okay, so do a finger press. It covers. It's got nice seam allowance on this side, and nice seam allowance on this side. So here's 3. I did a nice big square for it, just because I didn't want to get messed up with the way the cut was. I just thought it'd be easier for me to deal with it that way. Okay, so now we're here to put on piece number 3. Let's make sure we're laying flat. Let's fold it on the line. Do the trim, and then add the 3rd piece. Okay, and it goes relatively fast once you get into the rhythm. You know, whether you do you know, an X or the dot, or just do all the X's or all the dots, whatever, you'll get into a rhythm. Okay, just lay that right over there. Put it underneath the machine. Stitch between the line of 2 and 3. Make sure we're all lined up here. Nothing's tucked under. Okay. And there's only a few more of these projects to go, and I'm kind of sad about it. Did I? Oh yeah, okay. All right, now we flip that over, and then we know that completely covers that spot of 3. So now we have 4 here. Again, folding on the 4 here, and then we have this piece. Make sure it's going to go in the right spot. Again, making sure you're lining it up on the one side, and then just kind of like just folding it gently back so you can kind of guess with your seam allowance, is that piece going to fit? Right? As you can tell, if you're using the small stitches, it's not as easy to rip out, and you certainly don't want to damage your fabric in the process either. Right? So you just want to be as gentle as possible. All right, and then the last piece here is number 5, A5. So let's press that up there. Fold on the 5. Make sure things are laying nice and flat. Okay. And then last piece. There we go. Look, we used all our bits. Yay! Well, there was a few left over, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to use 6 of the orangey reds, or if I wanted to use, 5, or if I wanted to use 5 of the other ones. So, or you know what I mean, mix. What was going to be the more? Okay, so sewing on the 5 all the way down. Okay. Perfect. Okay, and this is my paper blade. Even though you saw me using it for fabric, I knew it would go through it, but it is my paper blade. Okay. And then we're just going to give these 2 that we just finished a quick little press, and then we'll square them up like these guys and get it all finished sewn together. Okay. Looks good. And yeah, there is some fabric waste when it comes to paper piecing, but you can always try and make that as a challenge to yourself too, is what to do with the leftover bits, right? So the corner got trimmed over. Okay, so put that there. Let's square this up here. So I'm going to ride my 1/4 inch on the inner line just to make sure that I'm trying to keep this as square as possible, but she does give you measurements of what things should be, like 7 by 7 when finished, and then 7 by, I think this was what, 4.5 or something like that. And of course the link should be in all the videos in the description, so to get to the sew along. So if you would like to, you can we're partaking in this in 2021, and it was a 2019 project, so you know, it's never too late to hop on board. Nope, never too late. Okay, so trimming this up. Try and keep it as nice and flat as possible. Okay, and then when it comes to these ones here, take my paper scissors, because I marked them, and I'm just going to come in and clip so we get some nice smooth transitions from adding the two squares or two pieces together. Okay, there we go. So let's clean this up. Just pop it over there for now. Okay, and it's finished putting these little parts together. Okay, so here, once we got this one, okay, we're just going to line this up just like that. Okay, good. It stayed. I didn't mix it up in my sewing and got it twisted around. Okay, so now you can put a pin in here if you like. Some people trim a quarter, like leave this piece gone. They will do their template all the way down to here and then just add a quarter inch as they're trimming around. I don't, like I said, I don't mind sewing through. It doesn't bother me. Okay. Now that makes a beautiful X. Isn't that cute? You can have like, this would make an awesome quilt if you did like X's and O's. You know what I mean? And then you could do like, you know, just a big O. It'd be fun too. All right, so just give that a little press. That's that piece done. And then this piece over here. So I think we were gonna do was, yeah, here. Was that gonna go there? Oh, I feel like, yeah, there. And then this was gonna go here. And then, uh-oh, hold on. Yeah, that's at the end. Okay, there we go. That's what it was. Okay, so line this up here. Just work our way back from this way. From the right to the left. Line her up. Pop a couple pins in if you want. The goal is when you head into your sewing room, you want to have fun. Or you're sewing space, or you're sewing cubby, or corner, or closet under the stairs, wherever it may be. The point is for you to go in and have some fun with your fabric stash, or fabric that was given to you, or you got it at an estate sale, or somebody was cleaning up and just gifted you with the bunch because you said you'd take anything because you just want to get started and have fun and have things to work with and be creative. You know, you don't always have to put blocks together. You can do some really beautiful landscape pieces with just your fabric laying it with either some heat and bond or just doing some on a stabilizing fabric and doing some fancy stitches all the way around. Be creative. Make bags, make placemats, make table runners, make you know, things for the back hall where the scarves and mitts and hats and stuff all go. Oops, I think I did that wrong. Oh no, it's okay. Do it this way. It's the same thing. Same thing. You know, start off small, make little things, make little fabric baskets to store stuff. If you know somebody who knits or crochets and, you know, doesn't want to chase a ball of yarn around the floor, make them something that it can go around and roll in. You know, things you can, you know, wrap up and take on a little travel case. You know, usually somebody has a craft. I've made travel cases for turning tools. So, and I've made travel cases for knives. All right, here we go. Oh, look at that. That's not pretty. That looks amazing. I really like those colors together. Hopefully you guys do too. Yeah, there we go. So that is part 9 of the Sugaridoo crosses, I believe it's called, or crosshatch maybe. I'm not. We'll get the right word, but I know it's part 9. Part 10 looks like circles, whether you do them exact or free motion. I guess that's completely up to you. So I'm looking forward to that project. It looks like a bit again of reverse applique like we did on the half moons. Or half circles on that one. So check that out if you're interested in learning a little bit about how to do reverse applique, then check that out. And if not, then you can stay tuned to the next video. All right. Thank you, everybody. We greatly appreciate you here at the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Just so you know, The boys are running the show on the weekend because I am camping with my girlfriend. So take care. Come by, say hi to them, give them a hard time. Because, you know, you can. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you really soon. Be good.